Get your pill on. Get your pill on. Get your. Remember that song? Get your freak on. Well, how about get your pill on? What's cracking, like it, everybody? The Department of Science. Well, it's not the department. It's more of a magazine. Magazine of Science and Data did a research about organics, commodity produce, conventional type produce that are sprayed with a bunch of pesticides, insecticides, fungicides. And they put out a thing just alerting people, especially in America, that if you buy regular produce, because not everybody has an opportunity or a farmer that they can buy clean, fresh stuff from. Some people are fortunate to shop at the grocery store, shop whatever. And that's just part of the world we live in, all right? So I wanted to give you this little tidbit of information to keep you safe, help your family the best way you can, all right? So normally you hear people talk about, I rinse everything, I wash everything when I get home from the grocery store, and you hear people talk about a vinegar rinse or a baking soda rinse or just a hot water rinse. Some people do a Clorox rinse, which I don't understand how you think washing in chemical to get rid of chemical works, but whatever, I ain't judging you. However, that being said, if you are to rinse your produce, the baking soda rinse is the best rinse. Unfortunately, you have to soak them for 12 minutes and then rinse them in cold water and let them air dry in order for it to be any effective. But here's the thing, washing your produce alone, especially fruits from fruit trees that are highly sprayed in America. Now, the reason they are is because people don't like buying ugly stuff. And that's your fault, by the way. Because I have a cousin who still is on our original family farm up in Ohio, and they still grow potatoes, apples, corn, different things. And one of the apples they grow, or one of the parts of the property, they do a lot of apples, a lot of different apple trees, and they mainly do them for press. And the reason they're doing them for press is because a very clean, all-natural apple, the way God intended it, is one of the ugliest sun guns you ever seen in your life. That's just the fact of the matter. So apples are one of the very, very, very top high-sprayed tree fruits grown commercially. That's just the fact of the matter. So if you have apples and they're not clean, they're not pesticide-free, and they're not naturally grown, even if you wash them, you may not be safe. There was a study done, and the scientist, his name is Dong Yi. And I thought, wow, anything written or published by a man named Dong Yi is worth taking note of and watching. So he did a study about apples that were washed, and then after they were washed and they peeled them and they analyzed them, the residual level and the percolating level of pesticides go into the skin and into that first layer of fleshiness on the pulp flesh side of the apple. So they recommend, now this is unfortunate because most of the iron and the vitamins and the stuff you need from an apple is in the skin. That's just the way God made it. But they recommend that if you want to be the safest for your family, peel the apple, and that little bit of flesh that comes off on the inside of the peel, that's where like 90% of the toxins reside after an apple has been picked, harvested, washed, rinsed, and shipped to the grocery store for packing. So Dong Yi says, get your pill on. Get your pill on. Don't just wash your apples, pill them. Unless you know a good farmer, like Organic Meats, then you can eat your apples, crunchy style.